Paquita was a beautiful big brown dog. She looked like she had a lot of chocolate lab in her, but she had a bit of a problem. This dog loved to explore, which meant that no matter what her owner did, she always found a way to sneak out. It usually wasn't a big deal. She would head out while he was at work and be back by the time he got home. He did everything he could to keep her inside, but the neighbors all knew her. She was a sweet dog who just loved to play. Kids would throw balls for her, and some folks even left water and food out, so she was always taken care of. Ariel Navira, her owner, even tried keeping her on a yard leash. But if you know labs, you know they're smart, and Paquita always found a way to break free. One day, while Paquita was roaming the neighborhood, she spotted a squirrel and chased after it. She ran much farther than she meant to, and when she stopped and looked around, nothing looked familiar. She kept walking, trying to find her way home, but she was actually getting even farther away. The poor dog got tired and scared. She tried sneaking into a few backyards, hoping to find some water like she usually did. But this time, people just chased her away. Paquita also ran toward some kids playing outside, but they screamed and ran from her, scared of the big dog running at them. It must have broken her heart. She was used to being loved, but these strangers didn't know her. Some people in the area started thinking that the brown dog was becoming a problem. It got worse when some kids started throwing rocks at her. It wasn't safe for her to stay out there anymore. A few of the neighbors called her over, and Paquita, still trusting, went right up to them. They took her straight to Arca Animal Shelter. Luckily, this is a shelter that really cares about every animal that comes through its doors. Sylvia Ferreira, a volunteer at the shelter, noticed Paquita right away. This dog had the saddest eyes. After everything she had been through, Paquita had lost her trust in people. The once happy dog didn't want anything to do with anyone. Sylvia would try to pet her, but Paquita would just pull back and keep her distance. Paquita was so shy, and she didn't want a new family. Deep down, this dog knew her person was still out there, missing her. She didn't want a new start. She just wanted to go home. Even though Paquita kept to herself, the shelter workers did everything they could to help her open up. They really hoped she would find a new home. They tried pairing her with different families who came to adopt a dog, but every time Paquita would just hide behind the volunteer, like a scared little kid clinging to their mom. That was about the only time she showed any kind of trust. Most of the time, she kept her distance from everyone. Time and time again, families would pick younger or friendlier dogs. No matter how hard Sylvia and the other volunteers tried to pet her or comfort her, Paquita would pull away and curl up in a corner, making herself as small as she could. This wasn't a dog looking for attention. She just wanted to be left alone. Instead of getting better with time, Paquita seemed to get even more withdrawn. After 2 long years, Sylvia and her coworkers knew they had to try something new. They decided to post about Paquita on social media, hoping someone might fall in love with her sad, sweet face. They would explain that she wasn't very social but still needed a home. The problem was, Paquita wouldn't let them take a good picture. Every time they tried, she would turn her head away and avoid looking at the camera. You could see how heartbroken she was. But the volunteers didn't give up. After a lot of tries, they finally got one photo that was good enough to post. They shared it online, praying it would catch the right person's eye. Maybe living in a real home would bring back some of Paquita's old spirit. Otherwise, she might have to spend the rest of her life at the shelter. They would love and care for her no matter what. But it would still be heartbreaking. Then something amazing happened. Ariel Navira's mother saw the post, and right away she knew. This was Ariel's baby. Ariel had been searching for Paquita for 2 years. He couldn't bring himself to get another dog. It felt like giving up on her, and he just couldn't do that. Many times he had gone out looking for his lost dog, but he always came back home with a heavy heart. His mother knew just how much he missed Paquita, so she kept checking different shelters' social media pages, hoping she might spot her one day. She tried to stay hopeful, but deep down she didn't really expect it to happen. But now, looking at the photo, she was sure. This sad-looking dog was their Paquita. She picked up the phone right away. Her biggest fear was that the shelter would say the dog had already been adopted. But she was in luck. When she called, the shelter staff were thrilled to hear from her. Paquita was still there. Sylvia and the other volunteers crossed their fingers. They wanted so badly for this to be the happy ending Paquita deserved. Still, there was no guarantee. Maybe when Ariel and his mom showed up, it wouldn't be their dog. Or maybe Paquita was so hurt from her time away that she wouldn't recognize them. It was a nerve-wracking moment for everyone. As soon as Ariel heard that his mom thought she had found Paquita, he couldn't get there fast enough. The very next day, they rushed to the shelter. The volunteers brought Paquita out to meet them, and someone even started filming, hoping to capture the moment when she would light up with joy. But that's not what happened. This poor dog was still hurting. When she saw them, Paquita didn't run over. She did what she always did. She hid behind the volunteer, just like she had with all the other families who tried to adopt her. Ariel's heart sank. He knew this was his dog, but she didn't seem to know him at all. Still, he wasn't ready to give up. Not after everything. Ariel sat down right there in front of her, kept his voice calm, and softly called her name. Paquita hesitated, then slowly crept closer. She sniffed him, and then everything changed. All at once, her tail wagged like crazy. She started jumping up and down, and she covered Ariel's face in kisses. She remembered. She finally knew she was safe. It was such a beautiful moment that everyone watching had tears in their eyes. The bond between them had never been broken. It had just been waiting. More than a year later, Ariel shared an update. Paquita never tried to run off again. They were closer than ever, and both of them made sure they would never be apart again. Thanks so much for watching. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible moments like this. See you next time.